It didn't go well in Vegas. We'll recap that. And we turn our attention to the transfer portal. And in the last hour, a new quarterback. We'll get you up to date on everything on Big Red Wrap-Up. We start off tonight at the recruiting wall to get you updated on everything that's going on in the portal. And of course, Sean Callahan's here to help us do. Let's start off the most important position, not I-back, quarterback. Let's start off with Anthony Colandrea.
Yeah, Nebraska pivoted quickly. Anthony Colandrea made it official about an hour ago. So, this is relatively breaking news to most of our viewers, but Kenny Minchey was obviously their initial quarterback commit, backed out last night. And Nebraska pivoted quickly, and they go with Colandrea, who's a dual threat, 3-year starter from Virginia and UNLV. He was the Mountain West Conference Player of the Year.
Offensively,
had 10 rushing touchdowns this year, 26 passing touchdowns, cleaned up his interceptions. I know at Virginia, had a higher pick number. Overall, on Pro Football Focus, he scored a 90. So one of the highest graded players at the quarterback position nationally. I mean, there's some thought out there that this is almost a better guy than what Minchey was, because you've got a 3-year proven starter coming in here.
Yeah, he had 9 his first year, 11 last year, and then 9 this year. 4 fumbles, really good runner. You mentioned dual threat, 865 yards when you take out the sack yards. That's over 6 yards a carry. Plus, he's one of those guys, too, that he doesn't really get caught in the pocket a lot.
No, and the ability to score in the red zone, too.
Yep.
Because with the running back questions now, without Emmett Johnson, you need another threat to score on the ground. And you've got a quarterback now that can help you. Now, Nebraska still may go in the portal and add another quarterback, but love this addition, especially the pressure this Nebraska staff was under to get this done, because the longer this lingered, the more worrisome it got, because these big names go off the board quickly. He was at Florida State today, and Nebraska was able to close this down. Georgia Tech was also in play as well to get Colandrea.
Now let's go to offensive line to protect him. Brendan Black out of Iowa State, and then also a guy named Big Tree, which I love, Babalade from South Carolina. Both those guys. Let's start off with Brendan Black.
Yeah, they go to Iowa State. Brandon Black, a multi-year starter as a right guard, can play some center, but this seems like you're kind of heir apparent to Rocco Spindler. Versatile guy with experience, though, that could play really anywhere on the interior. One of the lone Cyclones that's not going to follow Matt Campbell to State College.
More than 30 starts, too. Very experienced guy. Now, Babalade doesn't have as many starts, but he's played both right and left tackle.
So Babalabe, as a true freshman, started at left tackle. Then, redshirted, played the 4-game year last year. Then this year was a starter at right tackle. But you look at this offensive line, Elijah Pritchett obviously figures heavily at the left side. You figure Babalabe and obviously Gunnar Gatula could play guard or tackle. They've got some options there. But, I think with the Lonnie Teasley connection here, this one makes a lot of sense to bring him in. He was a highly, highly regarded recruit coming out of high school.
Yeah, 14th highest. I think he's a guard at the next level, but certainly right tackle here. Let's get into the linebackers. Will Hawthorne's a guy that Nebraska knows really well.
Yeah, Will Hawthorne came to Nebraska's camp over a year ago, picked Iowa State for proximity reasons. He's a 10-800 electronic guy, a 9-8 broad jump, ran, in the 4.5s at Nebraska's camp. So fit all those intangibles. I know they loved him when he came to Nebraska's camp and when he picked Iowa State, but that's what the portal is. You keep those relationships, and Will Hawthorne, a year later, is now at Nebraska.
Yeah, and then Owen Chambliss, definitely a run and hit guy. This is a guy who can go sideline to sideline.
Leading tackler for San Diego State, over 100 tackles a year ago. He's going to come in with great familiarity as Nebraska makes this transition. And when you make a big hire now, a head coach or a coordinator, I think the question people ask is, who are you going to bring with you?
Yeah.
Well, he's now brought 2 guys, and Owen Chambliss being one of the more high-profile ones as the leading tackler.
Yeah, and then in the last 50 minutes, the safety, Dwayne McDougal, who had 4 interceptions and 51 tackles last year for San Diego State.
Yeah, the second Aztec to join Rob Orich and Lincoln, another veteran safety. And look, Nebraska loses Deshaun Singleton.
Yep.
They lose Malcolm Hartzug. They lose Sierra Wright. A lot of movement on the back end. Marquise Buford gone. That needs to get figured out in this 5 defensive back scheme. So clearly somebody that has familiarity, that played a lot for Rob Orich.
And on collection night, if for some reason something happens, we'll come back to the wall.
I feel like we have the board here.
And catch up back with you.
Got to show the maps. And
Sean will be there all night in case something happens on air to update us. But let's now talk about how we can hear from you, your thoughts about the portal. You can connect with us on Facebook. Of course, you can do it on Twitter. You can check out our website as well, talking about whatever you want, including the game in Las Vegas or the portal. And then we'll get to as many as your questions as we can at the end of the show. Now time for the sideline survey. Now, this was a sideline survey that actually about an hour ago mattered. If you are not voting for Anthony Colandrea, you haven't been watching the show. So 33% say that. Bo Papariula says 50%, and Aiden Childs got 17%, but we know who it is now. It is Colandrea. Let's talk more about what happened at the Bowl and, of course, the portal as well. You guys are both in Vegas. Different reasons. You were working. You were having fun.
I was working.
Okay, sure. What'd you think of the whole atmosphere and everything?
Yeah, I thought it was great. That's the first time being in the Death Star, as they call Allegiant Stadium. No, it's cool. I thought the atmosphere was great. A lot of fans, tons of Utah and Nebraska fans. I mean, seeing about 50-50. 25,000 Nebraska fans seemed about right. Obviously, the start of the game was fantastic, and ending was, we all know how that went. But the venue was great. I know Nebraska wants to get above the bowls, the tiers above of Vegas, but it's a great spot to go for these guys to go and experience and have fun. But yeah, that was, believe it or not, that was my first game that I had been into in person. This year was the bowl game. But yeah, it was. I'd go back and do it all over again. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know you were very excited about at least one player during the game. Makai Nelson finally got his opportunity.
Yeah, I like the backfield.
Yep.
I think it's competitive. I think Coach Barthel does a super job. I'm a big Makai Nelson fan. I think Ike is really, really going to be a good player. I have a soft spot for Ike because I only played running back for 1 year.
Yeah.
Coming out of high school, so I get the transition and then the degree of difficulty. But with Nelson, he's going to continue to grow. He's a tough kid. He's an explosive kid. And I think he's waiting for his opportunity. He takes really good care of the football. And that room is highly competitive. Jamal Rule will be a good addition to that room as well. They may get one, but they're not going to go out of their way.
Right, because it's loaded, right? I mean, in terms of bodies, because you got Booth, you got Rule added in, Ives. We don't talk about Kenneth Williams either. It's another guy in that room.
It's a good room.
Yeah.
And listen, I mean, people can roll their eyes and scoff or however they feel about the running back situation, but it's the exact same sentiment they had a year ago with EJ before he had the year he did. So when you talk about a collection of talent, it's greater going into this year than it was last year in terms of athleticism.
Yeah, don't forget that he was a fourth string.
Yeah.
And then ended up being the Big Ten back of the year. How'd you think TJ played? We talked a lot about bringing a quarterback out of the portal. We already got a quarterback on the team who's got 4 starts. What do you think about the way he played?
I think they protected him a little bit, obviously with coming off the hamstring injury, not him being able to practice a lot leading up into the bowl prep. Got to use his legs a little bit, but they tried to run the football. They ran it successfully early. Yeah. Makai Nelson got to the great start, and Nebraska was moving the football well against a pretty darn good Utah defense in that first half. What I just didn't expect to see was Nebraska's kind of inability to stretch the field with the deep ball. I thought they would have that a little more. They'd be able to attack downfield a little more.
0 of 8, 15 or more.
Yeah, so I just the miscommunication, whatever it may be, listen, I thought they have that ability to do some of those things against this Utah defense. Listen, I know, like I said, the lead up to it, didn't get to practice a ton, but I see what they see. I like TJ. I like his arm strength. I like his mobility. I like his poise for being a very young player. And I like him going in and getting these reps and getting the bowl practice and getting these live bowl reps, I always say, in the bowl prep, leading into this offseason, leading to spring ball. And with Colandrea coming in, man, it's gonna be a great competition to see who comes out ahead this fall.
Talk about early in that game, because there were a lot of people who I really respect online. We're talking about how the offensive line looked different and they saw things in it. What did Jeep have a chance to do over those practices to get them kind of changed around a little bit?
So that's a fantastic question. I think being there as long as I was and seeing those guys early at Gorman, jump protection is a little bit different. The quick game, getting the ball in and out of their hands, they're really aggressive at the point of attack. And the technique is different. Thumbs up versus thumbs down and out. So some of that is a little bit different from a technique standpoint. I also like the fact that they spent a good chunk of time. They worked a ton of doubles and isos with pins and pulls, a lot of half-line type stuff as they were working with a group. So that was probably the one group that I was the most concerned with during the transition, because that group was the tightest with their former coach.
Sure.
That offensive line rallied around Donnie Raiola. So, I was interested to see that. But, Jeep Wade he jumped in with both feet. Super aggressive. He's got a great spirit. He's got this personality. It's a different kind of offensive line. A lot of times those guys are just about them, right? They're very, now he's intense. He's got that part down.
Yeah.
But he's got a very good personality. I can see why he's highly regarded as a good recruiter. He and Teasley, that'll be a nice tandem because he's got a nice aura about him.
Yeah, and he says window instead of window, and so you want a guy like that to be coaching offensive.
Yeah,
you want a good Southerner to be coaching offensive.
He commands presence.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I think you'll see.
As a defensive lineman, you watch a guy like Devin Dampier.
Yeah.
The reason why, I talked to Damon before the season, I thought Utah could maybe be a team we could talk about national championship or maybe Heisman Trophy. He gave those guys some struggles.
He did. He gave a lot of defensive struggles all year, his athletic ability. And surprisingly, I didn't, in Coach Will's postgame press conference saying, Utah was 5-7 last year, but obviously Dampier was not there. But his ability to throw it, his ability to move around the pocket, it made, I think Nebraska does have to get more athletic in the front seven. But I tell you what, he would give anybody the most athletic defense fits. I mean, his ability to step up in the pocket, utilizing him in the run game, 11-on-11 football. You have to play very sound, disciplined football at all levels because of his ability to keep it, bootlegs, his scramble, and this ability to plaster in the secondary. When he moves out of the pocket, it gets so difficult, and he hit so many third and longs and fourth down plays, and then you think Nebraska's in a great situation off the field. He's able to escape around there, put his head down, get a first down. But again, the secondary not being able to plaster in those situations and stay on those wide receivers and that great tight end that Utah has, it was fits, and it was just too much for Nebraska's defense all game long. And the inability to get off the field on those third down plays just crushed this defense and any momentum that Nebraska was able to stabilize.
You got to tackle. 13 missed tackles total, 8 out of the secondary. There were times where guys were in the right spot and just couldn't get him down. That's why so many third and fourth downs, as you mentioned.
Yeah, it's a bugaboo, and I think Nebraska, there's a couple things I think that they've got to do defensively. Number one, you need a little more physicality at the point of attack. Some people call it knockback. Some people talk about playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Whatever you call it, getting into guys has to be a thing. When you play an odd front, a lot of times you're short a gap, so you have a guy or two gapping. So if you're not going to play with any sort of four eyes or some sort of like a tight front, then you have to be violent. Outside of that, it's just being hesitant, right? If your first level sets the tone, the second level makes them right, and the third level fits off that. When you're tentative, playing downhill, you can look really slow. And I don't think they played with a ton of confidence, especially on the second level and the third levels. I didn't have so much of a problem with defensive line play. It's just when you arrive, you got to get there with bad intentions. And I think one of the ways that they can correct that is make sure you're getting live, good shooting your shot in practice, because you have to see what it's like to play cloudy clear and have some peekaboos when you've got to fit in the run game at a violent, high rate of speed. You have to practice it because the league is too good. With mobile quarterbacks, you're forced to play 11 on 11. There is no free safety. So if you're not going to get off blocks, conceptually, you have to figure out how you can get +1.
And as you know, all the rules, for the most part, lean towards the offense.
It's ridiculous.
They make it difficult on you. That second level, though, with only 2 linebackers on the field, those guys have to run.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yes, you want to talk your back seven guys there. I mean, you have to sideline to sideline, right? And you have to understand where you fit, your flows.
And you're either in your pass drops or you're playing at 45s. You're not playing lateral.
Right.
Yeah.
There is no lateral in this defense, and we saw a little too much lateral.
And it's just the ability to, and that's just the thing, is communicate. But I think something that you saw a lot more from Phil Snow, obviously helping out with the defense more with Butler being gone, is the eye discipline. Nebraska's ability to do that. I do think, to what DB said earlier on being a little hesitant, I don't know if that had anything to do. You'd heard that they're trying to implement some new calls with the new defense that'll be implemented this in the spring with Oric. But the eye discipline at times just is not good enough on the play actions and just seeing what your route tree all those things. But it's when you play a quarterback like that, and you have to, in like the plaster situations, I say plaster, quarterback's out of the pocket, and it's those route tree combinations are completely broken down. You got to find your guy and you got to lock onto him. And Nebraska didn't do a good enough job of that with Dampier, but the secondary was darn good all year. But the lack of ability to get hands on footballs and get some interceptions was quite surprising. Kind of the back half of the season.
Eye discipline, I thought, was huge. Right? You go 3-by, a little short motion, the crack replace. They run the wheel.
Yep.
Off of it. I mean, you can't. You got to be better than that. And I think they understand from a sequencing standpoint. You get so tentative because you've been beat with something. So you saw, starting a 3-by, number 2 would go short motion, then they run the wheel. You get a couple safeties that fall asleep. Well, what had happened is they had been running the ball off of it, and you have to crack replace. So you see the guy come inside, and you got to get downhill, and then all of a sudden they throw off of it in run action. It's like, oh bleep, here we go. So I think the eye discipline thing was big, and the cool thing about Utah's, well, cool if you're a Utah fan.
Yeah.
Is you have 2 runs in one play plus the pass option. So they're always getting you schematically with the triple threat. And when your quarterback balances the playing field, you better get off blocks.
You look at the 2 schools that did the best against them, BYU and Texas Tech, both of them, good safety play and great linebacker play.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you're going to slow that team down. Big time. Let's get to the headlines now, going back to last year when, of course, Nebraska played in Vegas. There's Matt Rule, the hat on backwards, getting ready as a part-time defensive line coach as well. Makai Nelson, as we mentioned with Damon earlier, came out right away. He got his opportunity, and he was fired up for it. And he was telling them about it as well. This is a great run right here, cutting back across from one side all the way to the other, and some good blocks, too.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to see the crease, be the crease. Once you see it, get in it.
Yeah, and he did that, and then he danced, which he was pretty excited about. After the game, he got a chance to talk to the media. What happens here, you're in cover 2, that can't happen.
No.
Run down the middle of the field like that.
Listen, that's you got to be better on the back end. Stop guessing and playing peekaboo. Get out of your back pedal and hold the hash.
And there's a nice move. Dampier's going to make this move a lot of times. Originally, it was called short. Helmet came off, but when they reviewed it, showed that he got in for the touchdown, the 2-yard run, his first touchdown of the day. Nebraska comes back, though, again, still in their early plays and getting the ball to a guy that I really like is Isaiah Mozee.
Yeah, so tough. Downhill guy. Always makes the first guy miss. He's a handful.
And came back from that ankle sprain, too, early in the game. Here's Nelson again on a kind of a wheel route, getting the ball down the field. And this is really nicely blocked as well.
Yeah, I like how you see guys running with their hands in, kind of sealing the edge and letting Barney get downhill. This is before Utah started to bring what I would call run blitz pressures.
Yeah, Nebraska ended up getting a stop early on. This is the beginning of the second quarter. Nebraska chose not to go for it on 4th and 2, gave the ball back to Utah. And again, there's Dampier.
Yeah, he had a guy come through kind of with the blitz pressure there, and just he had the opportunity to pick him up and get him down. And if you don't do it, he's going to kill you just like that.
That's 3rd and goal from the 20.
That's bad eyes.
Yeah, 3rd and goal from the 20.
You get a crossing route that takes that long. There's no sense in looking in the backfield.
Yeah, you got to plaster, as you were saying, on the guy. And then missing tackles. Got to make those tackles in the open field. The extra 5, 6, 7 yards obviously adds up. And one of the things that you saw from Dampier is that he spread it out. Yeah. He got the ball to everybody.
Yeah, I liked his command. He knew what he wanted to do with the football. He's a smooth operator.
Got to stop there, forced the field goal. Nebraska still in the game, only down 17-14. Problem is they couldn't get anything done, and then Dampier has to come back on the field. And again, this is just a great catch.
Yeah, everybody talks about the catch. The throw was considerably better than the catch. It's just a 2-hand catch back shoulder. The throw was incredible.
Yeah, he put it where it needed to be, giving his guy a chance. That's what I like. Again, speaking about giving a guy a chance, it's another one getting in for a touchdown. Now they're up 24-14. It's kind of getting away from Nebraska. And here's Dampier just buying so much time. That was almost a sack by Van Poppel. And then, of course, they called that a personal foul. One of the lightest personal fouls in the history of football. They reviewed it for targeting. It was not a targeting. Damon was on the radio talking about that one a little bit.
It forced me to be a professional.
I know. And then a touchdown. Rodgers runs the middle for 3 yards. Now it's 31-14, really getting out of hand. We're still in the third quarter. Dampier making guys miss, finding guys down the field. And this is a great catch down the sideline, getting his feet in bounds. That's a pro catch. And then one more time, up the middle, stretches. Dampier scores another touchdown. And now it's 38-14. But Nebraska did not quit. They did not quit on offense. T. Latif went out there. He's trying to prove to everybody that he's supposed to be the quarterback next year. Came out, ran it nicely. I wanted to see a little bit of this earlier.
Yeah, this is the first real series where they cut it loose with his legs, and I think he's like, okay, I feel like I can just let this thing rip.
Yep, this is late. Early on, that route was open. Late, after he gets pushed back, he throws it back there. He gets picked off.
Yeah, you could see that open up real time, man. That needed to be out a second and a half early, but the concept was good.
Another missed tackle there, ended up being a touchdown. You got to make those tackles in open field. That makes it 44-14. And then Nebraska gets their last drive where they score, getting the ball, what they did early on, again to Nelson down the field.
Yeah, there's one direction he likes to move, and that is towards the goal line.
And look at TJ sacrificing his body. He wanted that score. He wanted that touchdown badly.
And there's
he
no
got it.
tomorrow.
No, definitely not.
Only the offseason.
And then a two-point conversion to a guy we all like, Quinn Clark, who is a heck of a player and is going to be a contributor next year.
Yeah, he's going to be a fantastic player. I have no qualms saying that. Uber competitive and super talented.
That made it 44-22, and then the last throw to the end zone, trying to get another score. Ball gets knocked away. Nebraska falls 44-22, doubled up. You can see the stats here. Just looking at those, Nebraska actually didn't do that bad when you look at the way they ran the ball, especially in the first half. But over 500 yards total for Utah. And you look down at the bottom in the red zone, 7 of 7 in the red zone, most of those touchdowns. That's how you end up going. Let's do players of the game. And our players of the game on offense, Makai Nelson, as we've talked about a lot with his numbers, and the leading tackler in the game, young Caleb Benning, contributing, getting his chance, and making the best of it.
Yeah, he might be all right. It's hard to believe. I saw 535 for Utah. Is that only about 35 yards over their season average?
Yep.
That offense is a handful.
And they do everything. Oh, 3 by 1. Then they come over and you have
twos. They can get condensed, tight. When they throw it, they take their shots. It's crazy.
Yeah, they do everything. A lot more coming up on Big Red Wrap Up, including talking to Jeremiah Searles as we come back about the portal and the player agent perspective. A lot more coming up on Big Red Wrap Up. All right, let's welcome in now former Husker Jeremiah Searles via Zoom. Of course, former player and now an agent. What's your impression so far of the new single window portal?
It's chaos. It is absolute chaos. I am currently in the middle of it myself as an agent. I am currently trying to work with guys that are moving all over the place. I am some travel agent, some athlete agent, some a little bit of everything here. So I think it's in a step in the right direction, but it's still not where it needs to be.
Jeremiah, if I'm a client of yours, I'm a player, I'm an offensive lineman at some school, and I said, hey, I want to leave. I'm going to go put myself in the portal. Mm-hmm. What is those initial conversations that you're having with that said player? And then who are you initially talking to at certain schools to try to gauge interest and kind of that workflow of one of your clients kind of going through this process?
Yeah, it's very similar to the NFL, Jay.
Yep.
Right? Front offices are being built in college football. So I'm talking to DPPs, the director of player personnel, the director of college scouting, these fancy titles and fancy names that everyone has, which is essentially just a front office, right? And then you start gauging interest with front office and you start trying to gather market intel. And that's where it gets really interesting, is trying to figure out what is the market of that player. Because unlike the NFL, there's not a publicly look where you can just go to Spotrac and go, oh, this guard makes this and that guard makes that. And this, okay, so you fit into this market, right? Every market is very unique when it comes to trying to figure out what the market value for is that player. And so the job of the agent is to communicate with as many schools as he can to try and figure out my player's market is X. And then from there, you can weed out the schools that aren't going to be in that market. You can find the schools that are in that market and above your market. And then from there, it just goes into being an agent and finding where the best fit is for your player from a financial perspective, but also from a fit perspective. Hey, where's he going to go play to make sure that he transfers? Like when those players talk with me about, I want to transfer, my first question to them is, are you trying to chase the bag? Or are you trying to play? Right? Because those are two completely different conversations that I need to have with my players. And those are completely different conversations that I'm going to be having with the GMs. I'll say there's no players that tell me they want to chase the bag don't end up working with me.
All right, so let me go. There's this opportunity, obviously, for players to capitalize because of the window and where it is. It's in January, so it's frenetic, right? You're up against it. As an agent that represents guys in their best interests, would you like to see the portal date moved? And considering your answer should be yes, why isn't it in May?
Yes, you're exactly right, DB. This whole thing should be in May. And I think the biggest reason is college coaches freak out about, I got to have my whole roster in the spring. No, you don't.
It doesn't make any sense.
You really don't. You really don't. I mean, let's make this thing out. And the other piece is, I'm talking to GMs, I'm talking to player front offices around the country. And in December, they're trying to do 3 months of work in 30 days. And they're trying to do 3 different jobs. They're trying to do retention on their players. They're trying to plan for a bowl game, and they're also trying to start the front end of free agency and acquisition. It's borderline impossible to get right. And so the best way to fix this is, guess what? There's already a professional league that has this schedule figured out. It's called the NFL, right? All of this should be done in the offseason. All of it. You should have all of January to do your retention. You should have all of February to start planning what your acquisition is going to look like. You should allow players to declare if they're going to enter the portal or not in March. And then come April, there's your portal. All of April, May, they arrive on campus. Then you can start your OTAs in June. It's really not that hard. I just don't know. The NCAA is going to be sticklers on it because of the academic schedule.
I get it. I still think May fits the calendar, too, with enrollment, if they still want to operate under the guise of an academic institution. But with so many guys in the portal, with 4,000 guys in the portal, it's a very short window. Are you seeing any benefits at like the FCS level in non-Power 5? Because it seems like the quality of football is being played at a really high level. All 4,000 can't go to top-end schools.
Yeah, I mean, all 4,000 aren't going to have a seat, right? It's a musical chairs. The music's going to stop. And if you don't have a seat, you're going to be looking on the outside going, man, I really wish I would have made better decisions. But I mean, you even look at that FCS championship game on Monday night, which was incredible, except for these damn kickers. And you start looking at it and you're going, hey, there's some really good players on this field that are going to go play at the Power 4 level. And so if anything, I think the FCS and the Group of Five has never been better. Because if I'm a 3-star athlete and I can get an offer to go to Ohio State and ride the bench for 2 years, why wouldn't I want to just go to North Dakota State or go to CSU or go to Fresno and ball for 2 years and then go make $600 to $1 million in the portal, right? I think it's good for the sport in that aspect of it, and I think it's better quality football across the board.
Yeah, I'm going to say, first of all, clock management in that game wasn't great either.
Horrible.
That's the problem in that game.
It's hard.
And then the kickers.
It's not that hard, DB. Stop it.
I want to go back to the idea of the May portal window. You think the coaches would want it? Because I know they're so worried about them showing
Ten
anything.
would, SEC
You
would.
think the coaches would want it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think the more time you have to evaluate and the more time you have to understand what your needs are, the better. Because think about it. How many guys did they see in spring ball that say he's a freshman and he comes in June, he has a full season, but you don't really get to know what he is because he's young. Wouldn't you want to see that guy in the winter and see the jumps that he made before you think you need to go get a guy in the portal or not at that position? Like, what can this guy do? And hey, this freshman then took winter conditioning super seriously. He gained 25 pounds. He's going to start for me at linebacker. Now I don't need to go get a portal linebacker, right? There's just so many things that you can evaluate the more time you have. You can have longer negotiations with the agents and with the players to find a deal that feels good and doesn't feel rushed and doesn't feel like you're fighting each other. And then you come to blows. And at the end of it, you're all supposed to love each other and sit down. Like, that's not the way this is supposed to work. In this condensed window, everyone's trying to everything's too fast. Everything's moving too quickly, committing, uncommitting, this way, that way. It's just, everything's a madhouse right now. And unfortunately, it's just the era of college football we live in.
Former Husker Jeremiah Searles joining us here on Big Red Wrap Up. You mentioned chaos. So Kenny Minchey commits to Nebraska, at least says he's coming, and then flips the next day. Have you seen anything else like that happen where it goes from one day to less than 18 hours later where a guy's going to a different school?
I mean, I can tell you that players that I have in the portal right now, I've had committed to go on a visit. They weren't committed to the school. I've had them committed to go on a visit, and then another school calls that has an offer that is a higher dollar amount offer, and you call the school and say, hey, this is the market that's now gone. Do you want to match this? And they say, nope, I can't match that. Cool, we're swapping visits out, right? That's just how it goes because you only have so much time. Right, you only have so much time here, and again, you don't want to get cute. I mean, a good deal today is a good deal tomorrow, but at the same time, in the free market era of this, is if you're not committed, and by committed I mean pen to paper, there's no rules that say you can't do anything else, and so that's just the way this free market's going to work. Because one school might think they have a guy locked in, and then he commits to another school, and they go down their list and find the next guy, and I mean, it's just constant movement, and so I think that's very rare. I don't necessarily know if the full commitment of, hey, I'm committed 100%, I'm coming, and then flipping is happening. But I do know for a fact, because I've been doing it, is, hey, I'm committed to a visit, circumstances change, the market for my player changes. I then go to those schools and say, hey, the market has now shifted. Are you in, are you out? Right? Hey, no, we can't match that number. Okay, cool. Then I'm going to replace you with the team that is in that market, right? So that stuff's happening all the time, and that's just the way it's going to happen because everything's happening so quickly.
Searles, how have the numbers increased from year one? Are we in year 3 or year 4 now of the NIL era? I lose count.
I'm going to say that I'm really going to say this is year 1, Jay,
Okay,
because
sure.
of the rev share.
Sure. Okay. Good point.
Like that's the way you have to look at it. The rev share is really year 1 of this year.
Okay. So with that being said, how have the numbers now changed year to year on what certain positions groups are getting compared to previous to rev share, now with rev share being included? Are the numbers about the same, or have they increased substantially?
I think the numbers for the premier positions are continuing to increase. Quarterback, tackle, edge rusher, right? Corner. Like, you talk about those 4 positions, and again, you look at the NFL, what 4 positions are paid the highest, that's where you're at, right? And so you always are going to have to pay a premium for those positions because they're so hard to find. Right. And so I think the numbers for those have continued to go up on that realm there. There's schools are getting creative in ways that you can use the rev share. There's ways to use multimedia marketing rights. There's ways to use NIL Go. Like, it's all about just being creative in that process. But, I think those numbers for the premier players are always going to be high.
Jeremiah, we saw a lot of numbers floated out there for guys at Nebraska around the country. Some were accurate, some unfortunately were not. How much transparency, as a guy that has clients, would you like to see across the board? So if you're going to try to gravitate towards the NFL model, you can say, okay, listen, right guards are this, left tackles are this, quarterbacks are this, because you get schools that can reset the market. How much transparency do you think you'd like to see?
The only way you can have transparency, though, is if you have a collective bargain agreement.
Yeah,
Right, because with transparency comes a true cap, right? A true cap, not you can only spend 20, it's right? But a true cap, right? Along the lines of like the NFL. Hey, this is the number. The collective bargaining says you have to be within 90% of this number and average over the years, and that's when you can have transparency amongst the cap. The NIL portal is not transparent because there is no true cap, right? All the college football teams put in what their NIL was this year, and you've got Alabama at 20, you've got Ohio State at 35. And so when there is no true cap, there's no transparency because the market is whatever someone's willing to pay, right? There's no, this guard's worth X. It's no, this guard is worth whatever team is willing to pay this guard the highest amount of money. So would I like there to get to a collective bargain agreement? Absolutely. Do I think we're close to that? No.
I don't know if you've had a chance to deal with the management part of Nebraska and what's happening in terms of general manager and stuff, but what do you think about the team they built with Pat Stewart leading them?
I think Pat's done a great job. I actually represent Gunnar Gatula, so I have gotten a chance to work with Pat. I've got a chance to work with Jonathan Bateman over there in compliance, and they do a really nice job with their transparency, with their negotiations. They're fair, right, in that realm there, but also they're professionals, and that's a big piece of this business. Is a lot of agents aren't professionals, and so I think that Pat and Coach Rule and all of them have done a really nice job of the model in which they want to build out and the model in which they want to build for their team.
Jeremiah, we appreciate it. Good luck over the next week and a half or so getting through all this.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys. It's gonna be wild, but it's gonna be really fun to see where the chips finally fall, and go Big Red always.
No doubt about that. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at the portal with Sean Callahan rejoining us. All right, welcome back to Big Red Wrap-Up as we take a look at the 18 players that Nebraska's lost so far in the portal. I mean, Dylan Raiola is the big name. But is there somebody else on this list or this page right here that you think to yourself was a big loss?
Well, for me personally, I think Malcolm Hartzog changed the way that they're going to play defense.
Exactly.
We undersell it because sometimes we don't really know what we're watching, and we think guys just aren't very good. But losing Hartzog, I think, and having to move Sierra Wright and the juxtaposition of what everybody else had to do, I thought hurt Nebraska tremendously, especially being able to tackle out of the nickel spot.
Damon, have you heard anything on where he might land, Hartzog? I mean, I haven't seen any chatter out there.
Yeah, I think he wants to go closer to home. And, He's a guy that looked at the portal last year. He was so banged up and kind of out of sorts that he just was looking for a fresh start. They got him to come back, and I always worried about him maybe leaving this year.
Let's go back to the other page. I want to talk about real quick on the other page. Can we just slide back? Is that possible to hit the reverse button? I'll hit the reverse button. I want to go back to the other one. I wanted to ask you really quick when we go back to it. So, Caden Vermas, young kid, local, right? Maciejczak, a lot of guys talked about him. Is there somebody on this list that kind of stands out to you?
I liked Maciejczak just because of his athletic ability. I loved that he was a decent basketball player in high school.
Yeah.
I don't like losing your offensive line, defensive lineman. Him.
I like
Keona.
Jalen George.
He didn't play much, though.
George is going to go to Tulsa. Maciejczak signed with Wyoming.
Yeah.
Wyoming,
So
okay.
anytime you lose guys in the trench, I think Keona going there, that's probably my least favorite guy that left. I think he hasn't hit his ceiling yet. His production wasn't to where it needs to be, but I think he can get there, and he's young. Played a little bit as a freshman, played a lot this year as a sophomore. My biggest jump for me personally, production-wise, from my sophomore to junior year, but only having 1.5 sacks through 2 years. The production wasn't there where it needs to be, so it'd be interesting to see where he lands, because they could get a kind of a diamond in the rough.
I think we got to talk about this out loud. And you studied the draft, you played it. Wouldn't you make the case that D-line is where rigor matters the most?
Yeah.
But it's where people get the most impatient. I look at Keona Davis's ceiling. It's incredibly high. But I look at the overall production and I'm like, you're not scratching the surface. That's about reps and volume.
Right.
And sometimes it's like D-line is the one place where I think it goes out the window the quickest.
Look at Ty Robinson.
Is that the night? Is
How
that
much
the
are we
position?
talking about in Dominican Sue's sophomore year?
Oh,
He had to
almost
go have surgery.
halfway through his
And
junior
then he
year, we
comes
were ready to
back,
call him a bust.
And then you really start talking about him.
What about Ty Robinson?
Ty Robinson's a great example. It took him 3 full years before you really
you
saw
got to
him.
be
I
patient.
mean, you agree with
but
that, D-line?
No, 100%. You have to be so patient at that position, because it's not for the faint of heart. And you have to go to some dark and bad places mentally
Every day
to produce and to get yourself better each and every day. And that comes with age, that comes with maturity, that comes with ability to attack practice every day with the right mental fortitude to say, hey, I'm gonna get better today. Because you can kind of if you don't want to go about it the right way, you can make it through. And that's where your production falls. That's where you don't develop the right way. But if you can attack it the right way, you can get really good really, really quick. And he's a guy that whoever he lands, if they get all that out of there, they're going to get a hell of a football player.
Some of the craziest guys in the history of the NFL were defensive linemen. We're fired
I mean,
up.
you just have to be. It's just that one position where you just got to be willing to go through it every day, and then all of a sudden it'll
click.
I always say you have the ability to embrace the suck.
Yes. Sean, a guy that I really liked was Keanu Torres, Houston Keanu Torres. I liked him as an interior offensive lineman based on his tape. It just didn't get a chance.
Yeah, I'm just kind of a Raiola type marriage. I mean, obviously Donovan, his wife, lived on the island, so he recruited the islands and had the great relationships over there. So a lot of that is just going to go away. And in all reality, besides that era with Raiolas and Fonoti, how many Hawaiian linemen have been successful at Nebraska? I mean, it's a tough fit to adjust a guy into this culture from Hawaii, and I'm sure he's going to go somewhere out west, somewhere closer to home. But you're right, Keanu Torres, had potential.
How about how he changed his body type? His offseason was incredible.
Yeah,
Talmua is another one to kind of watch. He's still here,
right?
But he was a high-priced acquisition a couple years ago.
They talked about him in some of the press conferences. So
he's good on the bus rides over. I hope he stays.
Oh, really? He's good for that. Let's go over to what Nebraska needs in the portal. Obviously, they have a quarterback now. They had a quarterback, then they didn't have a quarterback, now they got a quarterback. Let's talk about Anthony Calandria a little bit. What you like about him? What you think about him?
Yeah, I think his ability to dual threat. I think that's what I like, and I know it's what Nebraska wants to get to. I've always said it. I've said it. DB said it. I've said it numerous times. Playing 11-on-11 football is important. Me as a defensive player, when you have a quarterback that has a threat to keep it, if you do not play strong, disciplined defense, attack the rush lanes the right way, communicate the right way amongst the D-line, how you're going to rush the quarterback in certain situations. Eye discipline is huge when you play a mobile quarterback. I think Nebraska's offense going forward just has to have that dynamic, and he presents that. And I love the fact that he has produced and been with some good coach. I mean, Dan Mullen, you and I were before he's the head coach now at UNLV. that's a good football coach. That's a good offensive football coach. And having that guy in your ear each and every day, knocking him over, and having those reps that he's produced, there's something to be said for that.
And let's not sleep on how white his teeth are. I mean, that kid gets into the brush.
I'm just telling you, that room needs an injection of confidence and leadership. And I'm an ACC honk. I watched Virginia. I watched him at UNLV.
Yep.
His maturity and confidence, don't sell that short, because sometimes you just have to be willing to go there, right? Gronowski was a winner. I watched him a ton at SDSU. I knew he was going to help Iowa just because it may not always look the way you want it to, but he's not going anywhere. And he doesn't need a babysitter. And he gives me a lot of those vibes because it hasn't always been rainbows and butterflies for him, and he's found a way to come out of the back end.
If you want to look at him, throw in a New Mexico game. Just go and go to YouTube.
And that's a good football team.
And that's a really good
Jason
defense.
Eck is a good
great
football coach.
And he eventually took them out. Need another quarterback, though?
Yeah, I think you're going to have to go out and get somebody. The challenge is, like, it's somebody that's good enough but not good enough. You know, it has to be a guy that fits the puzzle and the budget.
Like Davila was.
Yeah, just a third guy that you can bring. I mean, Jalen Gramstad kind of was the perfect third guy in that marriage, but you need somebody else. You know, and Bodie Sukup is a well-liked guy on the team.
Super well-liked. Good call.
And I do think he's got potential. They love him in the program, and you hope Bodie makes a jump and kind of becomes the next Gramstad in that room long term.
I'd love to see Flores just sit somewhere for a while.
I know.
He had moments, I'm telling you, this season. I watched 2 or 3 games where he made throws. He looked really good. That team was just horrible.
And I
It's not
get
a
it.
bad team at Oklahoma
I
State.
get it with what happened in 2025 in a record-setting high school in Omaha, but Flores is still the best pure passer
Right.
that I've seen come out of out of the state. But to your point about Sukup, tremendously well liked. I was just having a conversation with Caleb on the way down here and for an event, and Bodie's name came up, and he said, he's like, "That's my boy. I love him." Like, everybody enjoys him in the locker room, and he has that presence. I don't know if they need another quarterback, but they definitely would take one.
Do they need another running back? We mentioned this earlier. Nelson, Mosey, Ives, Rule, Booth, Kenneth Williams. That's your room right now. Do they need somebody else?
You know, no one has emerged as a visitor, and that's the first clue. So is there something that we don't know?
Maybe they're in the Final Four.
Well, they only brought one
Yeah.
in last year, and that was Sharmar Brown.
Right.
And could that be the guy this year?
It's not a
Exactly.
it's not a
He's
position
still playing.
that they bring guys in on campus for whatever the reason. It's I mean, they had one in 2 years.
Yeah. So just one wide receiver, mostly the UCLA kid, right?
If they
Rodney.
can get him, I mean, he's the number 1 receiver. He had 10 catches in the USC game to close the
in
year
the
out.
season for just 70 yards.
14 targets. I mean,
Yeah.
so he would be a nice replacement for Dane Key. I think when you look at what he could bring to the
Caught
table.
his first touchdown pass of his career against Nebraska last year. So they've seen him play. They know what he can do.
But I think when you lose Dane Key, this would be a great guy to add. I don't think you need to go as crazy. Like last year, they went crazy on wide receiver, and I don't know if that's what Raiola really wanted. And they don't need to go as crazy. I think they have some good players in the program that they can develop that will play next year.
How many defensive linemen they need?
4.
Are you
Give me
saying
4.
4? You need because you're going to play a 4-2-5. You need 4 guys.
Well, you lose Keona, you lose Judy,
Jalen George.
Jalen George. Give me 4.
Zero
Yeah.
high school recruits, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
But
when Neri coming back,
you got Neri,
you got Van Poppel coming
you got
back.
Petchak.
you got
And
Petchak, but you need a D-line coach too.
Yeah.
I
Well, he's coming.
He's
So maybe
coming. I
they could
know.
tell him- maybe they
but,
could tell those
behind the
people
scenes. But I just
who he is.
You're right. I hope so but yeah, I think give me 4. I mean, we've gotten what 2 O-line in the transfer.
2 O-line, 2 linebackers.
Yeah, and give me.
Quarterback.
Listen, that's an important position. That defense is going to go as the D-line goes.
Yeah.
You got to get some dogs up there to replace.
I think you need 3, and you've got to get Malcolm Simpson and Tyson Terry
Healthy.
ready to go by halfway through next season.
Yeah. I think Malcolm Simpson is a guy that we didn't talk about during the offseason, obviously, because he was injured or during the season, but when you just watch him,
Yeah,
you could tell
he's an
going to be a
athlete.
dude.
He's a really good athlete. He's a
gonna be a
dancing
dude.
bear.
Have you seen his basketball highlights?
He's a dancing bear.
Yeah, like I love the basketball O-lineman, D-lineman that play basketball.
He would've
they
played this
usually
year.
equate
He
really
reminds
well.
me of Ray Seals.
Oh, really? Bold statement. All right, so let's go linebacker.
Well, they've
They got
gotten
2.
2, and you have Shavers back, you have Dawson Merritt back, so you have a good group there, and some other younger players like Christian Jones and Pierce Mooberry.
Mulberry's going to be good.
So I think they're done in the port. I don't know if you need to go any more than 2 at that position right now.
Right. I'm not weight shaming anybody.
I
But
get it.
Vincent Shavers has got to drop down.
I understand.
He's a little thick.
So there's 2. Shavers has got to drop some LBs, as does Christian Jones.
Yes. Unless he's going to play something bigger.
And Hawthorne's going to live with Caleb and Donovan and those guys, so he's ready to go. He,
Coming in ready to play.
yeah.
Yeah. He had 51 tackles last year.
Will is coming in looking for a job.
And 4 picks as well. And we mentioned defensive backs and who they've lost, what they need to bring in. They got the 1 safety, as you mentioned, coming in. What do you?
Yeah, you'd like to sprinkle in a 1 to 2 more, but there's still a lot of young players.
Yes, tons.
In that back end. So I don't know if it's a necessary need, unless you need someone to fill in at a certain role, a nickel spot or something. You want to get a little more creative in some 3rd and long situations. But there's a lot of really good young talent in that back end. I think you'd like to trust that they can execute what this new defense is going to be running in the fall.
And so people know the 2 teams that are going to be in the championship game, they have an extended window, right? 20th through the 24th, I believe.
Yeah, they get extra days. Now, classes at Nebraska begin on Monday, but you get a whole week after that to enroll somebody.
Yeah.
So there will be time, even if somebody that's playing in the semis or the championship, you can still get them here. Like Rocco Spindler last year was able to make it as late as we've ever seen a guy get here.
Yeah.
So, there is, this window will close after 14 days, but there'll still be opportunities to grab guys all the way.
Let's go to the viewer questions. Matt Rule said we've got everything we need. We have the money to do things. Same time, you have a budget, right? And one of the questions, and a couple of different questions on here is, should they have broke the bank for a guy like Sam Levitt? Should they have spent a ton of money, basically what they spent for Raiola with the $3.5 million?
No, I wholeheartedly disagree. No, absolutely not. I think you have to be very, very smart in how you spend your money. I think Pat Stewart, being with the Patriots for a long time, they understand that as well. Knowing where you're going to spend your money on your resources. The quarterback position, it's important, but you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You got to get offensive linemen, you got to get defensive linemen, and then you can utilize the rest. If Raiola was getting $3 million, there's now $3 million to go get some better offensive linemen, or not better, I'm just saying supplement the offensive line, D-line, and get a good serviceable quarterback. Do not, no, you don't want to. $5 million like Sorsby got at Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Texas Tech allegedly got that kind of money, but that's.
I don't know how they're doing their budget because, as we heard earlier, right, it's not like it was last year. It's now, you can get some money from your TV contract. You have the money that's coming from the rev share. They're spending above and beyond that.
I don't believe the numbers, but that's just me.
And they just keep adding guys, too. Every time you look up, they're adding another guy who's supposedly a high-profile guy. We'll see what ends up happening with that. Maybe they'll get looked at. One of the questions is, do you think that maybe Nebraska made out because they ended up getting a guy who had experience at quarterback opposed to having a guy in Minchie who didn't have to start?
I think it's a fair point because I'm guessing you might have had to pay more for Calandria, but in the situation that Nebraska was in, they needed him. And I think when you look at Minchie, he's never started. So I do think you are getting a guy that is a proven 3-year starter, Mount Player of the Year at his level. So in some ways, you can argue Nebraska came out ahead when all said and done because there are a lot of unknowns. Minchie's never played an entire college football game start to finish.
Right. Jake wants to know, Damon, your top 3 position groups that need the greatest influx of talent.
I'm going to start with linebacker, then D-line. And that's a good question. Quarterback.
Yeah, because of the
linebacker, D-line, quarterback.
Yeah. Why can Indiana do it and we can't? I will tell you this. When you were driving up here, did you see any unicorns on the side of the road? Because there's very few of them, right?
Very few of them.
Occasionally, this kind of thing happens. You get a good coach who understands talent, who brings in a bunch of guys from good school.
I had people ask me that question in Vegas last week. I said, hey, Cignetti's a cold-blooded killer, man.
Yes.
It's all ball.
Yeah.
That's all he cares about, and he knows what he's doing.
I broke down almost every audio clip I could find from IUP.
Yep.
He's the same.
Same guy.
He's the exact same.
Yeah. You listen to Saban talk about him.
He operates under non-negotiable.
Yep.
That's it.
And Saban talked about him. He said, he came to me and told me he was going to this small school because he wanted to be a head coach. And I was like, he's confident. He's going to make it work.
Yeah.
Saban knew right away when he left.
IUP to Elon.
Yep.
To
And never
James
lost.
James Madison.
And never lost. Winning
to
season.
Indiana. Like, I
Everywhere he
mean,
went.
just find me a similar.
Sean, where do you
profile.
think Greg wants to know where Raiola may end up?
Great
He's got
question.
Oregon written down here, but I know.
I mean, a lot of Oregon will depend on what happens there, but maybe it would be good for him to go there and sit for a year. And he's got a red shirt. Maybe he needs a year to recalibrate and kind of figure things out, get his mind right, his body right, because he will be coming off that injury. But it is extremely quiet on the Raiola front. You know, Louisville was rumored to be a spot. Well, they got a guy. Oregon, Missouri, you hear. I mean,
Dante Moore leaves.
I still think Miami's the dark horse.
Okay.
I think Miami's a dark horse.
And they don't necessarily need a mobile quarterback. They haven't necessarily had one. So that makes a lot of sense. Last question really quickly. In terms of running backs, you think we're good in terms of the number
I
of
do.
running backs? Okay. That was from Tyler. Dale Tyler wanted to know any more running backs going into the portal. Let's get to burning questions. We'll start with you, Sean.
How will Nebraska win the offseason this year? That's been kind of the theme every offseason. You know, the momentum, the buzz. They're in a tough spot, I think, going in this offseason, just with the way the season ended. I think there's some tough hurdles ahead that Nebraska's going to have to fight to kind of get this offseason to where the fan base is ready to go for the season.
Easy for me. How will they navigate the self-inflicted stuff? You know, if you want to get better as a program, you got to start with eliminating the things that are where you're your own worst enemy. How will they attack those?
For me, it's identity. Get back to being a physical-minded, physical practicing football team. Establish that identity. The schedule is much more difficult, but you get that identity established, things will start going the way they need to go.
My burning question is this coaching staff and how they come together. Turned it over, all three new coordinators, offensive line coach, defensive coach, how they come in and how they come together to make this a better team, both in practice and on the field. Big Red Wrap-Up, we'll be seeing you back after the spring practice in April on Nebraska Public Media. You can also tune in on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and our website, nebraskapublicmedia.org. And Nebraska Public Media is going to have some volleyball on for you Thursday night as the Omaha Supernovas host San Diego Thursday night at 7 p.m. Special thanks to our guests, Jeremiah Searles, for Jay Moore, Damon Benning, and Sean Callahan. Michael Severe. We'll see you after the spring game right here on Big Red Wrap-Up.